Picture this, a city bustling with life. Merchants are shouting, bread is baking in the oven, and a dog is napping in the shade. Then, the sky turns charcoal black. In a matter of hours, everything stops. Not just stops, it locks. 2,000 years later, we find that same loaf of bread, charred but intact, and that same dog, forever curled in its final nap.
Behind every moment lies a scientific wonder. I'm Kale, and welcome to SciCurious, where curiosity meets science.
This isn't just a disaster movie. It's the incredible, terrifying science of how a volcano can literally freeze time. Welcome to SciCurious, where today, we're digging through the ash to find the world's most violent time capsules. When we think of volcanoes, we usually think of slow, oozing red lava. But the time freezers are different. They specialize in something called pyroclastic density currents, or PDCs. These are essentially avalanches from hell, a roiling mix of hot gas and volcanic rocks screaming down a slope at 700 kilometers per hour. At Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, the heat was so intense, reaching 300 degrees Celsius in seconds, that it caused a phenomenon called thermal shock. It wasn't a slow burial. It was an instant preservation of a moment. In the Ishian Formation of China, often called the dinosaur Pompeii, we see 125-million-year-old creatures caught in their sleep. They weren't killed by the ash. They were entombed by it while they were still dreaming. Here is the mind-blowing part. In Pompeii, the bodies of the people actually decayed over centuries. They left behind human-shaped cavities in the hardened ash. In the 1860s, archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli realized he could pour plaster into these hollow spaces. What came out weren't just statues. They were the exact imprints of people's clothing, their facial expressions, and their final gestures. Scientifically, the ash acts as a desiccant. It sucks the moisture out of organic material and creates a hermetic seal. This prevents oxygen from reaching the biology, which means the bacteria that usually break us down can't do their job. It's like nature's version of vacuum sealing your leftovers, except the leftovers are an entire Roman civilization. Vesuvius is the celebrity, but volcanoes have been playing freeze tag for eons. In El Salvador, the Pompeii of the Americas, known as Joya de Serene, shows us exactly what the Maya ate for dinner because their kitchen gardens were buried under layers of ash from the Loma Caldera. We found finger indentations in bowls of food and even the tracks of garden mice. Then there's the ash fall in Nebraska, USA, from 12 million years ago. A massive supereruption in Idaho sent a cloud of glass-like powder across the plains. Rhinos, yes, North American rhinos, died standing up as they breathed in the sharp shards of ash. Their skeletons were found perfectly articulated, with their last meals still in their stomachs. It's a tragic, high-definition look at an ecosystem that shouldn't exist anymore. Why does this matter? Because these frozen sites are the only reason we know the mundane parts of history. Kings write history books, but volcanoes preserve the street food, the graffiti, and the family pets. They bridge the gap between once upon a time and this actually happened. As we look at these sites, we're reminded that Earth is a dynamic, living machine. It destroys, yes, but in its fury, it also creates a library of life that would otherwise be lost to the wind. It's a reminder that every moment we live is fleeting, unless, of course, you happen to be standing next to a very angry stratovolcano. Pro tip, don't actually do that for the sake of history. Conclusion, nature has a weird way of keeping receipts. From the dinosaurs of China to the citizens of Pompeii, these frozen moments tell a story of a world that was just as vibrant and chaotic as ours. It makes you wonder, if a volcano erupted today, what would future archaeologists find in your room that would represent who you were? If you could preserve one item from your life in a volcanic time capsule for people 2,000 years from now to find, what would it be? Let us know in the comments. I'm curious to see if we'd all just be remembered for our smartphones.
Science is everywhere if you just know where to look. Thanks for watching SciCurious. Until next time.